Let's go. Let's go. Monday night, we're here live. Big facts. Dr. Danny Flanagan, we are here and we're going to get started. I'm just going to wait till my audience logs on tonight. Y'all, let's go. I know I missed you guys last week, but we are here tonight and we just have a few things we're going to do. So I'm just going to wait until I get a few people on tonight. I didn't do a whole lot of advertising about tonight's program. So we're gonna let this flow tonight. We're just gonna flow tonight, and ride the ride the wave. That's what we're going to do. So I see we have a few people coming on. Welcome to Big Facts, Sean Williams. Welcome. I see my mom is on, Pastor Helen. Hey, Mom, welcome. Big Facts, we are on right here on the Mix Station Radio. I'm excited at what the Lord is doing for Mix Station Radio as well. So I need everybody to come on in and make sure that you are sharing as you're coming in. It's Monday night. One of the safest places to be on a Monday night is with your host, Big Facts, with Dr. Danny Flanagan. And so we have a nice program that we're going to air tonight. And so I want y'all to come on in, get comfortable. There's a lot that we need to just get off our chest. There's a lot we need to discuss. There's a lot of things that's been happening in the world over the course of the last 14 days. So I want you guys to come on. I know you probably had that long day and you're tired, but I want you to come on and let's just chit chat. Let's have a dialogue tonight. Let's get some things off of our chest. I'm calling tonight, let's unpack a few things. So I'm just going to wait until I get a few more people. Shout out to my wife. Hey, baby. The lovely lady, Lisa Flanagan, is with me always and forever. Always and forever. This moment with you. Y'all know, I told y'all already that one of my dreams was to be a background singer for an R&B group. So y'all forgive me. You are going to have moments where I'm just going to slip off into a song here and there. So we are here. Hey, baby. So I see about 8 people online right now. I need these numbers to go up. I know I didn't do a whole lot of advertising. I usually post a whole lot of flyers and come on tonight and we're going to talk about this tonight. I didn't do that. I did not do any of that today. So listen, I just need y'all to get on. Just come on. Let's get on. Share, tag, tell somebody we are on tonight. Hey, Corey, Tyler, Norman, good to have you. So y'all tag somebody, let somebody know that we are on tonight. This is the kind of program that we have that's entertaining, it's informative, it's empowering, it's full of humor. And so this is the side that a lot of people don't see. Y'all know me to be the pastor. Y'all know me to be the prophet, the apostle. But every once in a while, I just like to come on and just be me. I just like to come on and be who I am. And that's what this show is all about. So we're going to have a good time tonight. So I want everybody to come on in and tag and share and let somebody know that we are on. Now, listen, hey, Roger Lyons, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I need y'all to do that tonight. I need you to go to Apostle Danny Flanagan and make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is so important that you get on there and follow me, subscribe, so that way you can get all of the updates that the Big Facts Show is doing, and as well as you get to see the Reformation Life Center worship services, our prayer nights. So there's a lot that goes on my YouTube channel. So I need everybody to go to my YouTube channel tonight. Go there tonight and make sure that you subscribe. So I want to just thank those of you that are coming in. Rosalind Jones, thank you for coming in. China Cartwell, thank you. Cameron Evans, thank you. I appreciate the love. You guys come on in and let us have a great time discussing some things that have gone on over the last few days, last few weeks. We want to talk about these things because you know what? We are bombarded with so much, just watching the news. If this pandemic has not been enough pressure, listen, we've been dealing with this for now over a year, and there's still other countries that are The numbers are spiking up, and here we are still dealing with it. And people are being vaccinated, and now there are certain things that are happening as a result of side effects with the vaccines. So there's just so many things that's happening. And I think at some point we have to have the kind of dialogue where we can come on and just share. We can talk. And I think that tonight is going to be one of those good times that we can talk. Hey, Deacon Rivers, I see you on the night as well. Hey, Valerie Garland. And so there is a phone number that is on the screen. I don't know if it's up there now, but my engineer is going to put it up on the screen. Brother Marcus, that's my guy. He's going to put that number up. And I want you guys to call in because we're going to talk about some things that have been pressing, and so tonight is not going to be about COVID. I know you guys are probably kind of, tired of just talking about COVID-19. And there are so many other things to discuss other than COVID. And I must say that I am sending prayers and a lot of love to all of you who have lost loved ones to COVID-19. Certainly our hearts go to the many families that are mourning loved ones out there because of this virus. And so certainly please don't think that we are not yet covering you and keeping you in prayer. And those of you who were diagnosed or had tested positive, and thank God that you are recovering. Praise God. There is life after COVID. And so we are just grateful to God that, even if you are infected by the virus, thank God for your healing. Praise God. Thank God for your healing. And so we're just grateful. So again, thank you guys for being a part. There's a number right on the screen, 1-855-493-6499. And we're going to have this dialogue. We're just going to have a conversation. And I really got, I have to get to something that it's just been a relief. And I think it's been a relief for much of us across this nation. And now I'm going to show you all something. And I know we've seen this image before, but I'm going to show you something that, I don't want you to forget this. I don't want you to forget this. And I know this is not the image that you want to see, but there was some victory that we just had experienced. And I can't be a voice to the community if we don't discuss what just took place concerning the trial of the former Minneapolis police officer, Derek Chauvin, who murdered George Floyd. There's no way around it. And so just looking that, it is still gut-wrenching just to see that image. It is still hurtful. I'm not going to keep this image up too long, but there is an image that I do want to make sure that you see more so than that image of Chauvin's his knee on the neck of George Floyd. I'd rather show you this particular image, if I can get it up here, because let me see if I can get this image up. Y'all bear with me. Here it is. This is the image that I want to be displayed, because we finally have one huge step toward victory. One huge step toward victory. Now, if you don't know what's been going on, if you have no idea what's been going on, I am talking about the fact that Derek Chauvin was convicted of all 3 counts of what was done to George Floyd. Now, let me just read a quick summary. The former Minneapolis police officer who knelt on George Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes last year was found guilty on Tuesday of all 3 charges against him in one of the most controversial trials of the Black Lives Matter era. Derek Chauvin, 45, was convicted of second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. The jurors deliberated for more than 10 hours over a course of 2 days before coming to their decision. Wearing a mask inside the Hennepin County Courthouse in Minneapolis, Chauvin had no apparent reaction to the guilty verdict. Afterward, his bail was revoked and he was placed in handcuffs and removed from the court through a side door. He was taken to a facility in Stillwater, Minnesota, about 25 miles east of downtown Minneapolis, officials have stated. Now, I was brought to tears when this was handed down, because I think a lot of times as African Americans, we have this feeling that, once again, things are going to be swept under the rug. Once again, there won't be any justice. But we're thankful to God that we did see justice prevail, not just for the family of George Floyd, but for us as a people. And there's a lot of people who feel as though, hey, okay, that's one down and so many more to go. I think President Biden has even said himself, this is just one huge step towards justice. Now, I think that my question is, and I'm happy to see this, because and here's the thing, y'all, and let's talk about it. You can call in whatever, that number is right there on the screen. You can call in at any time that you want. But the thing that I want to really, really talk about real quick, and you guys can chime in, is the fact that why is it that people always want to point out somebody's flaws, to disregard what was done to them, watching that trial. And I don't know how you guys felt watching the trial, but watching that trial and just seeing the fact that over and over again, they just kept talking about his drug addiction. They kept talking about his flaws or criminal background, and it's really sad. It's really sad that, we have to have our past always brought to the forefront of any situation that causes our demise. And I don't know how you guys felt about that, but watching that, and I'm glad that things did go on our side. And I say our side because that was a huge victorious win for those of us, the Browns and Blacks and African Americans. That was just a huge, huge step of justice, and to see that you can't, and not just our people, and I think that's the thing, not just our people, but just to see other nationalities say, hey, listen, we have to stand together for what is right. And so, but I think, and not even just in this instance, but it's just sad to know that, no matter what we do in life, it seems like somebody is always trying to pull out what you did, how it was, what happened in your life, and make that the highlight, and I just feel like, I'm grateful that God did allow the jurors to see the evidence before them. And here we are, as President Biden said, and so many others have said, that we are now walking toward a huge step of victory for our people. And, I don't know how you guys felt about it. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to unpack that and process that. But I just want to know, where do we go from here? I have 3 sons. I have 3 sons. I have a bonus son, which makes it 4 sons. And I think about the Black male, and I think about the fact that, and I want to hear from you guys, because it really hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart to know that as a Black man here in America, that we have to succumb to this type of hatred. My son Tobiah, I was having a conversation with him, and Tobiah has just turned 21. And got a new car, and he's doing some wonderful things. But we had this interesting conversation, because he has this nice souped up ride, and he went and got his windows tinted. And my oldest son, Danny, we call him Trey, got his windows tinted. And, we had this conversation that, hey, I'm kind of afraid for you guys, because I know you're going for the sporty look. I know you're trying to pimp out your ride and make it the way that you want. But the fear, I still have that fear or that concern. I don't want to just say I walk around with fear, but I have that concern as a Black man with sons driving around. And let me tell you something, these are great guys. These are great guys. One of my youngest son, he's still in school, of course. He's in high school. My oldest son graduated from college, is doing very well, entrepreneur. Tobias working for Hopkins. My bonus son, Duke, he has his own tattoo business. So my boys are doing great. These are great guys. No criminal records, love God, love their families. But there is this concern. There is this concern that I have for them every time they step out that door. And, my son Tobias, we were kind of going back and forth because I was like, listen, I had the dark tint on my trucks. I was a truck dude. And I had the Navigators, I had the Yukon Denali's and all of those things. And I'm talking about smoked out tint. Like you could not, let me tell you how smoked out my tent was on my vehicles. My tent was so dark, I had to roll my windows down in order to park because I couldn't see the curb. I mean, I was smoked out, that's how dark it was. And I was getting stopped. Anybody know Pennsylvania Avenue? Come on, Baltimore, Pennsylvania Avenue, North Avenue. I was always getting stopped, pulled over, wasn't speeding, didn't run a red light, didn't stop, bypass a stop sign, but profile, here I am, this young black man. I'm driving this extended, I had the extended Denali, I had the extended Suburban, and here I am, and I would get pulled over and I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 cars and different cops, guns drawn, and just looking, and and I'm like, did I do something wrong? And they was like, just hold still. We're just trying to check a few things out. A lot of times, no citation. A lot of times, no reason, no reason at all. I just had a nice ride, dark tinted windows, and the assumption was I was doing something illegal, and I was afraid. I'm not going to lie to you. I was afraid for my life to see that these weapons were drawn, knowing I did nothing wrong. And so here I have my wife and I. Here we have our sons who are role models in the community, doing great things, are working, are taking care of children. Well, my bonus son Demore, he has a son, and, taking care of his son and my kids doing well. But it's that concern that I have still for our sons out there, and my wife and I are always trying to give them, and their grandparents, trying to give that support and that wisdom. I want to know from you guys, how do you feel? Those of you out there, those of you that have sons, how do you feel about the state of the black man? I want to know, how do you feel about your husband every time he walks out that door? How do you feel about a nephew? How do you feel about your son? Amen. And it's not, and listen, and not even just sons. And we're gonna talk about the young lady that was just shot down and killed. So we're going to talk about that. But I just want to ask people that are watching, how do you feel about the state of the black man? What is your take on that? Because here we are, and we have this former police officer with this, y'all forgive me, with this dumb look on his face. I mean, this dumb look on his face, even when the prosecutor was making, stating their case and stating the facts and presenting the evidence. And here you have Derek Chauvin just looking as if, okay, it for me, it just makes me feel like, do you even care? Do you even care about what you're doing? Do you even care? So I'm in a place right now where I'm not going to say I'm walking around in fear, but I'm in a place where, like Valerie is saying, it's very scary, exactly, for black men and for women. But I just want to know from you guys, call in and let's talk about this. What is your feeling as it relates to the state of policing? How do you feel about police officers? Not just about, racial profiling, but how do you feel about, and I've had this conversation so many times, even with my colleagues at work. We talk about different things that took place. When I have a police officer, I was telling my wife not long ago, I was leaving Hopkins, got off, driving home. And I was driving to Mix Station Radio. I was on my way to Mix Station Radio, And I have a police officer out of nowhere. He comes up behind me. Okay, cool. I'm doing the speed limit. My tags, my tags aren't expired. Everything is in place. I'm not riding dirty like some of y'all are doing. And he started, started following me. No problem. And I switched lanes. He switched lanes. I'm driving a few blocks. He's driving a few blocks. But can I be honest with you? I'll be honest. And it was broad daylight. I started getting anxiety. I really did. I started getting anxiety because I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know. Is it just me? But Lady Lisa, it's unfortunate. Absolutely. It's very unfortunate that, I'm a working man. I pay my taxes. I'm a leader in my community. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a pastor. All these things that I'm doing. But yet, as soon as that police car got right behind my car, immediately I started feeling anxious. Immediately. You know how you get. You're like, oh God, is everything right? You're looking. You're trying to do all the right things. And this officer, this car, tagged me, followed me for at least 8 to 10 minutes, and then went off. But is that anybody else's experience? I don't want to just start suggesting that every police is wicked and evil, because it takes a special type of individual to do that job. It takes a very, very special type of individual. I have family members that are officers. And here's something that many of you don't even know about. I myself was this close to being an officer. I was this close to being a state trooper. Went through the agility test, passed everything, but I guess it just wasn't God's will, because I'm the one. I backed out of that. I forgot why I didn't want to be this. Oh, I understand why. At the time, I think I had to go away, leave for like 4 months for training, whatever the case may be. Then the Baltimore City police officer, I was about to do that, but there was something I went through. I passed all of that stuff. I went through the whole process, and I just never fully went all the way with being sworn in and going through the academy. And I just figured God has other plans for me. But that's something that I really wanted to do, because, watch this, I wanted to truly protect and serve. That was really what I wanted to do. I saw my father in law enforcement. I saw uncles in law enforcement. And that's something I said, you know what? I know I'll be a great cop. I know I'll be a great trooper. I admired the badge. I admired the uniform, the position. And that's something that I wanted to do. However, God had another plan. And, I just want to know how do you feel? How do you feel about policing? How do you feel? You could be a Black woman that's watching. You don't necessarily have to be a Black man. But how do you feel about the state of policing in 2021? Here I see a man in an orange jumpsuit who used to wear the badge, who used to have the gun on his hip, who used to have that authority to uphold the law. But we're looking at these policies and we're looking at these procedures that are unlawful, that need to be changed, that need to be amended. And so, it's just a lot to unpack. It's just a lot to unpack. Brother Tony says, man, bro, I'm always concerned when my oldest son comes home from college, not just about the cops, but his friend. Wow. And you know what? That's wow. That's something to also talk about too, Brother Tony. And hey, y'all know Brother Tony is a part of our ministry. Awesome man, awesome father. Does a lot with his children. And that is another concern, Tony, just to know that it's not just about the cops, but it's also about your friends, your circle. That's a great point, because not only do I have to worry about the prejudice in policing, and the racism and the hatred, but like Tony is saying, then we got to also look at the fact that, hey, we have sons that are surrounded by a negative circle. And you know what, Tony, I think a lot of times, man, we have to trust. And this is my prayer for my sons. I'm not saying that my sons are not perfect. They're not angels. They made their mistakes and they're going to continue to make mistakes. But I think, we have to pray and hope that our sons will take heed to the wisdom and sometimes even our example. Yes, we've made mistakes, but our sons seen those mistakes that we've made, and hopefully we've also made those changes. And so sometimes, Tony, we just have to hope and pray that our sons, our children, will just take heed to what we've taught them and those things that we put in them, so that even when they are in those environments, they know that, hey, listen, wait a minute, you know what? I got to make a better choice than this. And that's my prayer. My prayer is that our kids will make better choices in life, especially with these people that they're connected to. Because sometimes the people that our children are connected to, they don't have the same drive. They don't have the same zeal as our children. And it's sad. It's sad. My wife and I talk about this. I hope y'all call in, because I really want to have this. I don't want this to be a monologue. I want to have a dialogue, because my wife and I talk about this all the time. And Lady Lisa and I, y'all know we are movie buffs. We love movies. And every time we watch a movie and somebody's always being set up, somebody's being robbed, somebody is being betrayed, or whatever the case may be, oftentimes it's always by somebody in the inner circle. As Brother Tony said, it's always often the circle. It's the association, and it's crazy. It's crazy that, you who do you trust? Who do you trust, in seasons and times like this? Because you will want your friends to support you. You feel me? You will want to, you know what I'm saying? You will want to make it, start the business, make some money, and you will want your friends to be happy for you. But listen, all you got to do is look at Murder Inc. Go to IG, look at Murder Inc. You'll see oftentimes our young Black men are being murdered by people that they know. We have a call on the line. Let's talk about this. Big facts, Dr. Flanagan. Caller, where you calling from? Who am I talking to?
Hi, you're speaking with your wife, Lisa Flanagan.
Hey, baby, how you doing, honey?
I'm well. I just wanted to make a comment on what you were speaking on as far as our sons and daughters. I've always taught my son that although you may never be in the wrong, and we know our rights, but sometimes knowing these things and trying to speak to the officers about your rights, it don't always work for us. Right. I know life isn't fair, and some people are able to get away with certain things that we can't get away with. So sometimes your lip service is not always necessary. You can't always do what everyone else do, because they can get away with it, but you will not always get away with it. It would take the wrong officer to, he's been through things before, getting pulled over, driving my car is getting pulled over because he was young and they was looking at the car that he was driving. So, yes, they would snatch him out the car, slam him to the ground, and he'll laugh about it, but it makes him even angrier because he's laughing. So like I told him, you laugh at everything, but sometimes you have to control your actions with certain officers. And it's sad that he has to always, it's not that it's making you a coward or that it's you just being smart. And sometimes you just have to adapt to the situation of what's going on in order sometimes to survive. Some people probably have done that and was still shot or killed or abused or whatever. But if you can, just try your best not to always, irritate them or say something wrong that will turn them into another person. So sometimes you just have to just be careful and be mindful of the people that you're dealing with.
Absolutely, baby. You're right. We talk about this topic all the time. And one of the things that you and I, we do a lot. I don't know if you guys ever watched YouTube videos where it's called cops being owned. A cop being owned is people who know their rights and they try to put their cops in their place. In other words, unlawful searches, unlawful when they just roll up on you and just show me your ID, and there are laws in place that say I don't have to ID without probable cause, things of that nature, and knowing the difference of being arrested or being detained, that kind of thing. So like you're saying, baby, we've seen the attitude, I know my rights, and, and they just go off, and that's a big debate too, baby, because a lot of people say, like you said, we should not have to, I guess, I don't want to say change our behavior in a sense, but we shouldn't have to kind of always explain ourselves. But that's a big debate that people are having, because they're like, well, I'm a grown man,
That's
what you stopping
true.
me for?
But unfortunately, right, correct. But unfortunately, in the real world, we would love for it to work that way for us, but it doesn't always work out that way, because a lot of officers. I'm not saying all of them, but there are enough of them out there, whereas they make it difficult and they make it hard. And just like Brother Tony said, even the officer that's with the person that's acting out, he should at least step in, especially if you know your partner is wrong. If you know they're going there's too much force, you're doing too much, hey, just step in and just like, come on, you're doing too much. It's good. They're straight. The life is good. Let's just let them go. But you always have that one that will not just want to show their power, and it's not necessary. They didn't used to do this all the time before, but I don't know, it just got so out of control that power has to be shown for some reason, and it's so unnecessary. It's not necessary to everyone. And I just wanted to put my little opinion in there about because we do have sons, and sometimes you fear that if you get that call at nighttime,
yes.
and your bonus son, he'll call 10, 11 o'clock at night. Nothing's wrong, but just the fact, oh my God, what's going on? What happened? But it's a scary thought. But, I leave them in God's hands and just keep them covered, keep them all covered. Pray that God can continue to protect and watch over all of them. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, baby. I appreciate your call. I love you. I'll see you
soon. Love you too. Okay.
And you know what? And even my mom made a comment as well. And you guys keep the phone lines ringing. My mom made a comment as well. My mom says, and I see you, Brother Tony. I know you got to go to work, man. Go ahead, black man. Go ahead and secure the bag, bro. My mom said, and my wife was talking about the officers who's watch and stand by. And Pastor Helen made the comment. She says, if you see something and say nothing, you are just as wrong as the person who commits the act. And that goes whether you're a police officer or even a friend. If you see something and you don't say nothing, you're just as wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And it's sad that we supposed to be boys and we supposed to be friends and we supposed to be connected, but yet, you're going to just stand by and allow certain things to happen, And so, listen, let's be more accountable. Let's be more accountable. This show is not just for us to preach and teach and prophesy. Let's be more accountable. This show is to also raise a level of awareness, because, we always say, I'm my brother's keeper. But is that really the case? Is that really how you feel? We say we love each other. I hear this all the time. I love you, man. You my boy. You're my homegirl. You this, you that. But 9 times out of 10, most of the time, we'll just sit back and watch people fall, watch people fail, watch people, And so when do we as a people become, we stand up and we take on that responsibility of saying, you know what, I'm going to look out for you. But here's the thing. Oh, boy, I'm getting ready to start some trouble. Here's the thing, though. And I get it, because we can be, and I'm talking about our people, we can be so stubborn because here you have people trying to help you, trying to guide you, but we don't want to listen sometimes. I don't know, anybody out there, anybody out there can feel me on that one? You can call in. We can talk about this, because you have people out there that you're trying to help, you know what I'm saying? And they don't want to take the advice, but every time you turn around, here they are back in another ditch, back in another pitfall. Why am I continually trying to bail you out and you don't want to help yourself? Are you feeling me out there tonight? Why is your problem supposed to be my emergency when I'm trying to tell you what to do? Oh, Dr. Flanagan, I'm so depressed. I'm tired of being stressed out. And then when you find out why you're being stressed out, well, I'm taking on this and this is happening and that's going on and this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, let me give you some wisdom. Let me give you some advice. And when you start trying to give them that advice and they don't want to listen, you know what? I'm just going to say this. Don't keep contacting me. Don't keep inboxing, waking my wife and I up and disrupting the family, trying to make your situation an emergency when you're not when you're not trying to take in the advice. You all have to stop being so stressed out. Y'all, I done slipped into a prophetic moment. Y'all got to stop being so stressed out trying to help people who don't want to be helped. They don't even want to be helped. But here you are stressing yourself out. And then here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Now we're looking crazy. Oh, y'all brand new now. Y'all brand new. Come on, Marcus is laughing. Y'all brand new. Oh, you arrived now. You arrived and you're on a whole nother level. No, it's not that I arrived. I woke up. We're always talking about stay woke. Stay woke, bruh. Stay woke. I'm woke now. No, I woke up. And when I woke up, you know what we realized? We realized that I don't have to live on that level. We realized that I don't have to live below or beneath the privilege of what God says we can live at. And so, I want to help somebody with that because you are frustrated. There's a lot of us out there that are frustrated. And it's simply because we're trying to help people who don't want to help themselves. And so going back to the topic, it's sad that my sons, we have to have a discussion of what to do when you get pulled over. We have to have these, we literally have to go through what not to do when you get pulled over so that you can make it by the end of the day. Now, there's another situation that I want to talk about real quick, because again, this is not just happening to Black men, but we're now seeing women. We're now seeing this happen with women. And let me see if I want to share something with you all because this, when I saw this, this really, 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 this really touched my heart. Let me see if I can get it going. This really touched my heart in that I could not believe. Now we're working with something new. Y'all got to bear with me. we work with something new. My engineer got me doing something totally brand new. And so we have merged Zoom and what we got, Marcus? Zoom, and we're doing StreamYard all in one. So we done mix these both together, and so we're just trying to get these things going. But I want to show you something. Now this is kind of graphic. But I want to show you guys this right here. Here we go. We got it, Marcus. Here we go, buddy.
It's all right. Take your time, brother.
He's talking about it's all right. Take your time, brother. Hold up. I hopefully it'll let me play it. Because I do want people to really see this. Let me see if it'll play for me, Marcus. Because it played earlier. Let me see if I can get it to play now. All right, here we go.
Yeah, you almost there, brother. It's playing there.
911, where's your emergency?
Check this out. I want y'all to see this.
Is there an apartment number letter? What's going on?
Come on here. The
Ma'am, you need to talk to me.
It's 3171. We got these grown girls over here trying to fight us, trying to stab us, trying to put our hands on our grandma. Get here now.
Have you seen any weapons? Ma'am, do you see any weapons?
We need a police officer here now.
Do you see any weapons?
Police officer now.
Have you seen a weapon?
911, what's the address of your emergency?
It's on Legion Lane.
What's the emergency there?
Oh, well, never mind. The police already got here. Never mind. Thank you.
Hey. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, 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 get down, get down, get down, get down.
No, you ain't shoot my fucking baby. You shot my baby.
Back up. She had a knife. She just went at her.
She's a fucking kid, man. Damn, are you stupid? A fucking kid? Hold on. I told you. Oh, y'all motherfuckers can forgive me. Get down on my chair. I'm telling you now. That shouldn't even happen. We come on fucking house.
All right, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do?
Try to pull her.
All right. All right, what do you need? You need to pull her down? This way. We're out this way. All right. Hold on. I'll take this.
200.
She came at her with a knife.
A kid with a knife. A fucking baby. You shot her cousin with a knife.
She charged her when she came at her with a knife.
You didn't have to shoot her with the what? The guy's a fucking girl. Yeah. Now she's dead for what? You ain't just got over this shit. Just watch her. You gonna shoot her for nothing? I shot a fucking kid.
Wow. Told y'all we had a lot to unpack tonight. Now, first of all, forgive the language that you heard. This was another angle of the body cam that the police officer was wearing. Now, this one right here is it's kind of tough. This is tough. Let me just read the synopsis real quick. Columbus, Ohio police have just released the name of the officer who shot and killed 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant, saying Officer Nicholas Reardon fired his weapon after police were called to the scene Tuesday afternoon due to a report of a disturbance. In an update on Wednesday, Columbus police revealed more details about what transpired, including releasing the 911 recordings and police videos of the shooting. Bryant, who was black, died after calling 911 to ask for police to come help protect her from a group of other girls who had threatened violence, her family says. State authorities are investigating her death. Video from the scene shows that Bryant was holding a knife. When we need a police officer here now, in quotes, a female is heard telling a 911 operator in one recording as yelling is heard in the background. As the noise continues in the background, the female adds, "We got this. Grown girls over here trying to fight us." Interim Police Chief Michael Wood said police are not yet certain whose voice is heard on the call. The second recording is very brief, ending when the caller saw that police cars were arriving. Officers who responded to the scene in a residential neighborhood knew only that a disturbance was going on, Wood said in an update on the incident. Columbus police released 3 videos from officer-worn body cameras on Wednesday, along with audio from 2 911 calls. Now, that was very hard to watch. I'm sorry that you had to see that. For those of you who did not see that, brings tears to my eyes. Very disheartening to see that. I'm just trying to just take this all in. My wife and I, we have daughters as well. We have daughters as well. We have sons, we have daughters. Now, here is the situation, and you can call in, you can put it in the comments as best as you can, but I'd rather have you call so we can kind of just talk a little bit about this, because there is so much to unpack in that situation. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. You have some people who say there was too much force, didn't have to do that, did not have to kill that 16-year-old girl. That was just brute force, did not have to do that. He could have used the taser, shoot her in the leg, all these things that we have. You hear that side. Then there's the side of the young lady. I don't know if you noticed in that video, I don't even want to show it again, who was wearing a pink bodysuit, looks like. And the young lady who was killed had the knife, and it looks like from the image, from the video, that she was lunging at the young lady. And so you have those that are saying, had that been your child, you would have wanted the police to take her down. Simply because had it been your child, she could have been stabbed to death. And we would have been blaming the police. Hey, you stood there and let that person stab or kill my child. What do we do with this? Really, I'm lost for words. What do we say with this? What this video, it is so much going on. And then there's, let me not be biased. Then there's the side of an officer who you saw sitting in his car taking in the calls. Hey, first 911 call, then there's a second call. He's doing his job. He's coming up to the scene. There's no clear indication from the calls that we heard of who was the assailant, who was the victim. He gets out the car and there's commotion. It seemed like if you looked at the video, there were multiple things going on. He gets there and he said, hey, what's going on? Then you see a young lady being pushed down to the ground. Then there's looks like an older gentleman kicking the young lady that's down. And then there's Michaela with the knife going. So there's a lot of things going on. Can you imagine being in the officer's shoes? Now, I'm just painting pictures and providing scenarios. You being in the officer's shoes, you're arriving at a scene such as this, you see somebody with a knife lunging toward another person. What do you do? So here we are. And this is not another young black man. This is a young black woman. Gone. How do we unpack this? As Pastor Helen said, my mom said, that there are so many factors: safety of the community, the officers, mental issues. There's so many things that are going on. How do we unpack this? Who's at fault? Who do you think is at fault? Who would you blame? Who who would you blame? Y'all forgive me. I'm kind of speechless, and I usually don't have no problem talking, but this has me.
Well,
go ahead, Marcus.
I think we gotta blame the system, because the system failed the young lady. From the jump, the system really failed the young lady. Because she was already, I'm reading on the backstory, she was already in foster care. Mm-hmm. So she was already caught into some mess just with the foster care system. Mm-hmm. And I really think that we got to blame each other, because what did all of this lead up to? You know what I mean? What's the real cause? The beginning cause. Right. The real cause, because the world just don't have love sometimes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I really, we blame each other, man, because no disturbance of this should be handled with police handling it. Where was the adults to handle this?
Thank you. I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for you to say that. Where were the adults? Now, I don't know how old, Marcus, did you see the guy kicking once the girl got pushed down?
Yeah.
He's kicking her. Now, I don't know how old he is, but like where were the adults?
Yeah.
Where are the parents?
Yeah, where they at?
So like you said, it's a failed system. We fail each other. It goes back to what I said earlier about holding each other accountable. We got to call her. Let's talk about this. Let's call her. Who are you and where you calling from?
I'm your wife again. I just have to say something in reference to this. I agree with who was that, Marcus, what he just said about because the communities are not the same anymore. I remember once upon a time, our communities, everyone in the housing area, apartment, they used to look out for one another. Kids can be outside jumping rope, and the neighbors be out there watching them along with everyone else, making sure nothing happens, nothing goes down. And now it's like no one cares. Everyone just pulls out their phones and wants to record every fight, every robbery, but no one wants to help and bring the communities back together. Like, hey, this is not going to happen in our neighborhood. We don't know what's going on, but this is not going to take place. It never fails, but I know people are afraid because people are so trigger happy. People quick to pull guns on everyone and so on and so on. But what happened to us as adults just making sure it doesn't get this far? When you hear the arguments, you hear, hey, let's go out and break this up real quickly so it doesn't have to go too far. Right. But now we don't have that out here anymore. Everyone just wants to record everything and place it on social media, trying to get 1 million likes, but no one wants to interfere and stop anything.
Right. But, baby, let me play devil's advocate real quick. And first of all, baby, thank you for making sure my phone lines wasn't dry tonight, baby. You know I appreciate that. my baby going to make sure my phone line not going to be dry. So thank you for calling me. but let me play devil's advocate, honey, because something you said, intervention. Where were the people who stepped in? Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Most people ain't trying to step in because, like you said, I step in now. I got to deal with you coming at my house. So do you think that play? I heard you talking about the community and how it used to be. It's not the same anymore. Do you feel that that's a part of the problem where it's like I want to step in, but then I'm afraid that if I do step in, I got to deal with consequences? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I can't say this for everyone because there are a lot of hotheads out here. I'm not saying everyone's a hothead, but you have some hotheads that will pop off on any and everyone and don't care who it is. But I also feel that if you step in like, ho, come on, you don't have to do this. It's just, it's the way that you step. I'm not saying it will always help, but sometimes, depending on the people, it can help.
Right.
So some situations, you know what to get into and what not to get into. I mean, it's basically, it's like it's hard. It's very hard because I've seen for myself where a young man was getting jumped by like 6 guys and one guy tried to step in and try to break it up, but they end up stomping his head in and he passed away. So I know it's hard, but it's still in certain communities, depending on where you are, I don't see why you just can't say, come on, y'all, stop that. Don't do this. This is not necessary. Y'all are women out here. Let's be ladies. Let's do this. Sometimes it can help, not always, but at least you can just try.
Right.
At least you can try.
Right.
That's all I say. All you can do, that's it. If it doesn't work and it doesn't help and the police come in, at least no one can say no one done anything. No one did anything. No one tried to do anything. But at this point, at least you can say, well, I tried. I tried to talk to them. You're not coming to them like, oh, no, my neighbor, you're not coming at them like that. Just like, y'all, come on, calm down. If there was enough people out there to break that up, they probably could have. I don't know because I wasn't there, so I can't say. Right. But I'm just saying, sometimes you just got to sometimes you're just willing to just step in just to say, just to calm it down just a tad bit, if you can.
I appreciate that, baby. You know what? And it goes back to, and we get ready to log off, y'all. I'm not going to stay here too much longer. But it goes back to the community. I remember a time where the community morally, we all were on the same level. We all had the same ideas in mind, and that was to build up our community, make it better, make it a livable environment and safe for everybody. But it seemed like that breakdown in the community, you know what I'm saying? That breakdown in family, and it kind of goes back to family, like Marcus was saying, that in the home. It's like it goes all the way back to that foundation where, parents held their children accountable, but now parents, they're trying to get their swag back. Parents trying to, you know what? It's almost like
be friends instead of parents.
Yeah. I want to be cool. I want to be a cool parent, and I don't want to use that with my kid. So instead of being a parent, I'm gonna be a homeboy or a homegirl to the kids. Right,
but then that's when sometimes as the kids get older, the disrespect comes in.
Absolutely.
So I always thought, because I know once upon a time, and I know people are saying, well, that was back then, your generation, blah, 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 which is true, but we can go outside, play jump rope, skate down the hills, but the whole community will make sure no one is going to drive by and snatch a child from their street. Nowadays, anybody can just ride up and down and try to snatch somebody's child because no one's paying attention, no one's looking, and then half of the time, some of the offenders are out there right there with their homeboys watching, but their homeboys don't know that that's what they're up to. But no one's vigilant anymore, and I think that's a major problem in our communities.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's all I wanted to say. You're welcome. Okay.
Now we're about to
love you later. Okay. Later.
Before I make the these last statements, and I want y'all to support this platform. I ask every Monday night with just an $8 donation. Support the platform, please. I want to continue doing what we're doing on greater levels. As you can see, we done graduated. I'm in my home studio. My engineer Marcus, he's in Baltimore. I'm out here in my home studio, and we're able to put this together with his expertise, merging these platforms together so we can get it bigger and better. So y'all forgive me. I'm new to this whole Zoom merge, so y'all forgive me. But I'm gonna get this. But let me tell y'all something. When Dr. Flanagan get it, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be a beast at it. So y'all better not sleep on me. But no, all this stuff costs. It really does. All this stuff costs, and I definitely got to make sure we support Mix Station Radio. I got to pay the bills. And what I'm going to start doing is open this up to sponsors. And so if you have a business, hit me up. I'm going next show. I'm going to make sure I put some information out there. Hit me up. If you want me to advertise your cooking, your purses, your pocketbooks, your whatever, y'all hit me up. So I'm going to make sure we put a nice little commercial on the air feed.
Yeah, also we can pick, that's what I'm about to say, we can put that commercial, that video, that picture, and they can call in and talk about their business also. Absolutely. So we're going to make this happen, guys. So listen, you all be a blessing to me, and we're going to be a blessing back to you. I'm telling you, Mix Station Radio is going to be international, worldwide. And so it's going to be nationally syndicated. So y'all will want to be a part of this. So just a $8 donation, Cash App, the information's right there on the screen. You can just do it through Cash App, $ Dr. Flanagan, Zelle, Venmo. All that information is right there. And I do want to make sure that we get these sponsors involved. That way we can highlight your business and the things that you're doing as well. But 2 points that I want to make before we close out is the fact that it goes back also, we talked about the family, the community, but I believe I saw my mom say something as well about mental health and mental issues, because here's the thing. My wife, she said it so wonderfully. She said, we have people in the community who knowingly have issues. We know cousin Ray and them are pedophiles. We know that Johnny ain't wrapped too tight. We know that Tiffany ain't, whatever the case may be. And we're not what's the word? We're not providing the resources and the I know you can't make nobody do something they don't want to do, but there was a time where we knew if our families had certain issues, we would keep them away from certain things or try to get them as much as help as possible. But we're allowing, if y'all get what I'm saying, we're allowing certain things to infiltrate in our community freely and ignoring it. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
we are ignoring that there are people in our community that have issues, but we don't want to be accountable. We don't want to speak up for it. We want to hide things, and we don't want nobody to know. No, tell me if Ray got a problem. Tell me. Let me tell y'all something. My mom, I don't care if you were family or not, she's still on here. My mother would not allow us to go over certain family members' houses because you knew. They knew certain issues. So you did not go, oh, you want to do what? Oh, nah. You ain't sleeping over there. Even if it wasn't family. Oh, you gonna where? Oh, no. My son, my daughters, they ain't staying over there. No, and if they did, my mom and dad would do an inventory. They would come to the house, see how clean it is, talk to. Listen, there was no kids making plans. Where we get this from? Kids now making plans. Oh yeah, and by the way, my dad, next week I'm gonna do. You doing what? We have kids making plans. There was no. Parents made plans, and parents knew who was going to be over there. You know, if I had my daughter was getting ready to stay over her friend's house, and her friend had an older brother, nah, that ain't happening. Older brother may got to make sure he at somebody else's house. I know, call it what you want. I don't care what you say. That's how I handle it. Junior gonna be over there? Well, you're not going over there when Junior over there. You yeah. But Dad, I don't care. You not Junior over there. You not going over there. Junior. Marcus, they might think I'm crazy, but no, you're not going over there. Because here's the thing. While I'm home asleep at night, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what kind of issues Junior has, and my daughters are not going to be over there. That's not happening. And so, you know, we have to get that mentality back, where, as we all are saying tonight, that listen, we are accountable one for the other. And going back to that whole issue with the young lady, my mom made a very good point. I want to go back to it. That whole entire situation. She says, we got to deal with who is trained to handle that call. We was talking about the police officer showing up at Michaela Bryant's home. Who is trained to handle the call? I believe that there should have been more information taken by the dispatcher. So there's a communication problem when we call for assistance. And I wanted to make sure that I spoke on that, because I absolutely agree. Because we are sending in law enforcement officers with limited information. So he's arriving to a bunch of yelling and screaming, commotion, and then you see a weapon. And I believe that they are trained. Hey, you see somebody with a weapon and they're not dropping it, or they're showing that they're about to do some harm to somebody else. They are trained to take that individual down. So I agree. There's a lot of things that have to be a change with policy and procedure, so that way we can start preventing a lot of these things from happening. So I want to just say that out there. This has been a great show tonight. Hey, Brother Tony, you better get back to work, man. You better get back to work. But once again, you know, I appreciate you guys for making this program what it is. Listen, let me tell you how blessed and what God is doing during this pandemic. Because I always say this pandemic does not have to be a curse. You can take this pandemic and apply God's grace and mercy and his wisdom, and God can produce something great. Every day I do a 1-minute word of the day, every day. Those of you that join me every morning from about 7:15 to about 7, I don't know, whenever we end. My wife say, you need to stop saying 1-minute word of the day is false advertisement. It's more than a minute. It might be about 5 or 6 minutes, but anyway, it's powerful. But let me just share with you what God is doing, because the 1-minute word is going around the world. I'm having people from Africa and I think Africa and Puerto Rico and I think London. I'm telling you, they are listening and they're being blessed by the 1-minute word of the day. And let me tell you, my own engineer, my own co-owner of the Mix Station Radio, he called me up, and y'all might not know that, but Marcus is a phenomenal DJ. And so he said, hey, Apostle, I'm getting ready to do something, man, on the first Sundays of each month. And I'm going to let him go ahead and talk about it. But let me just share my little part in the whole part of it. He said, and what I'm getting ready to do is going to be big. And he said, Pastor, I just got to ask you one question. Can I use your 1 minute word segments to help start off what I'm getting ready to do? And I want y'all to know I am honored and I'm blessed. Marcus is going to share what he's getting ready to do. But Marcus, man, I'm telling you, man, I just want to say thank you, man. But share with the people what you're getting ready to do, man, and how you're going to include that 1 minute word.
Well, what I'm about to do is I'm going to be doing a gospel house mix every first Sunday of the month. I'm looking around maybe 2 to 3 o'clock. I'm going to make a flyer. And what I want to do before I even start the mix, I'm going to play the 1 minute inspiration by Apostle Danny T. Flanagan to start it out, because I believe in starting in something very right. You just can't go into this type of thing without no words of inspiration before I start the gospel house mix. So I'm going to be doing that every first Sunday of the month. Maybe 2 or 3 p.m. It's probably going to be a nice gospel house mix for a whole hour.
Wow. So listen, y'all better check. Listen, y'all better follow. How do we follow it? Just go right to the
it's going to be on
Radio
Mixstation
app,
Radio app and on Mixstation
Radio
Radio page and on my DJ Black Dynamite page, Marcus DJ Black Dynamite Facebook page.
So
and on all the other entities.
Hey, listen, we're going to do this.
It won't be on YouTube, though.
YouTube, all of it.
I can't put it on YouTube.
We're doing it. Listen, he's doing it big. It's going to be all over. So on Sundays after church, y'all can go home and y'all can crank it up. Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all can get with it. Y'all can you want to work out to it, jump rope, dance a little bit. Listen, he going to get you lit. It's going to be nice, y'all.
Yeah,
we're going to start out with that 1 minute word, and we're going to go right into
gospel house music.
Gospel house music, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Baltimore's a house city.
Oh, hey, listen. Oh, hey, you know what, Marcus? We're going to have this show, and I'm going to have me and my wife, because, she from D.C. and
she got the house versus go-go.
House versus go-go, baby. House versus.
Hey, I did a party like that before.
Really? Let me tell you what happened at our wedding reception. At the wedding reception, we had a go-go and Baltimore house face-off. It was dope. It was dope. So everybody on her side from D.C., all my folk from Baltimore, boy, and we did it big, man. It was dope, man. It was a crazy reception and how we did it. But you know what? I can't lie. I kind of like go. I like
the go-go. I love it live. I love live music, so I love the go-go.
So
but the house helped you lose weight.
Yeah, absolutely. House music, house will help you lose weight. I'm trying. Bring in the cats. Yeah, we. Yes, sir. You already know. But listen, y'all, we get ready to get out of here. Did y'all donate yet? Y'all donate. Y'all send something so that way we can continue doing what we're doing. We're having a great time here. I'm telling y'all, listen, don't show up when we blow up. I'm going to say that right now. Don't show up when we blow up. Y'all might be saying, oh, his little, let me tell you what people say, Marcus. Oh, his little show. Oh, yeah. I checked out his little
radio.
Y'all know how that little show on Monday night. I saw that little show. Y'all know how people do. Our people. It's always us.
That's how it's going to be, man.
You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Don't show up when we blow up. It's all good. God is all in this. This is all ministry. We are all excited. So make sure you sow and be a blessing to the platform. That's my time. We out of here, y'all. Thank you for joining. We're going to have another discussion. And listen, Mother's Day is coming up, and I am so looking forward to doing a Mother's Day edition with me, my sisters, and my mom. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're coming to the Mixstation Radio studio. I'm going to have my sister Danielle and Heather.
I'm going to have to get some flowers in here.
With us.
I'm going to have to get some flowers in here now. We're going to pamper them.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. But I want to say thank y'all very much. This has been a very thorough discussion, and I appreciate y'all. Love you. We out here.
Dr. Flanagan. Big facts.